This is passage 4 of ACT Science. It's a research passage. For our DRC approach, research stands for read. So you're going to read, but not carefully look at the process and the differences between the studies. So you have study 1 and study 2. Make sure you know the differences between how these two studies operate, what they're looking for. So in this one, we're looking at the calls that bats make. We have the frequency of their call and the mass of the bat. So it looks like as the mass gets bigger, their frequency gets higher. And then they put a bat on a listening perch and they play different sounds. And the bat chooses which side to go to based on the sound. And they record the frequency of the side that the bat went to. For our R&R approach, we're going to read and reread the questions. The second time we read it, we're breaking it down step by step. So the first one's a quick skim and then breaking it down. Number 20, which of the following statements was most likely the hypothesis for study 2? So we'll first start with, is it males or females, right? Did males choose mates or females choose mates? It tells us in the reading and the description of the study that females were placed and the females chose. So we can eliminate males, so F and G are out. And then did they choose based on frequency or loudness? And they had the same volume, the same loudness, so they chose frequency. So the answer is choice H. Number 21, we're using study 2. It's a suppose if why question. So you have to think about it a bit. So the reproductive fitness of the male bat increases as the male attracts more females. So higher attraction equals higher fitness. Right? So which of the following statements regarding peak frequency and reproductive fitness is consistent with the results? So we're choosing between 104 and 112 kilohertz. So if attraction equals higher fitness, we got to see which one attracts more bats. So we see the high peak frequency call attracts more bats, so the 112 kilohertz frequency is more likely to attract bats. And we know attraction equals higher fitness, so that is a higher reproductive fitness at 112 kilohertz. Number 22, consider the design of study 2. Which of the following procedures was most likely done to eliminate preference based on the direction the call came from? So if we look at the different things that are stated, we can eliminate choice F and choice H because those are not consistent with how the study is described. Male calls were played and they have the same volume. So we can eliminate both of those. Now we can say, all right, well, which one eliminates preference based on direction? They were randomly assigned to the speakers. Sometimes it played in speaker 1, sometimes it played in speaker 2. So that way it wasn't just that the bat prefers to go left or right. So the answer is G. Number 23, based on table 1, the total number of bat landings in the compartment that played a call with a peak frequency of 104 was approximately how many times as great as the total number of bat landings in the compartment that played a peak frequency of 112. So 225 compared to 460. 225 is about half of 460. Make sure you're putting these in the right order, right? So half versus twice if you read them backwards. So your answer is B. Number 24, based on the results of study 2, which of the following expressions shows how to calculate the number of times a female bat did not land in one of the compartments? Okay, so let's start with this first part of the expression. So do we have 2 trials or 12 trials? All right, so 12. Even if you don't completely understand those numbers, you know that 12 is present in the study, so you eliminate 2. 61 is present on all choices. 60 bats plus the 1 additional trial, so 61. We want to know the ones that did not land, right? So we're going to say the total bat landings were 225 and 460. So we subtract 225 from 460, 225 plus 460 subtracted from the number of trials. So the answer would be J. Number 25 in study 1, which of the following procedures were likely performed to ensure that a given peak frequency was not influenced by the Doppler effect? So have some knowledge here. Doppler effect is frequencies affected by movement. So we can see two choices. Choice C and choice D would both eliminate movement affecting the study. So we can eliminate choice A and B, but we can also eliminate choice C because that is part of study 2, not part of study 1. So the answer has to be D, because A and B don't deal with movement, and C is part of study 2. Number 26, we're using figure 1. For humans, the audible range is 20 to 20,000 hertz. Based on the figure, would humans likely be able to hear a call emitted from a peak frequency from a 24-gram bat? So 24 grams would be 109 kilohertz, right? So 109 would be the correct answer, not 107. So we eliminate F and H if nothing else, right? So the tricky part then is humans can hear in hertz, but these are kilohertz, right? And so King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk is the acronym to help you remember this. Oddly, this is the third time you've needed unit conversion in this test. You'll often see unit conversion once in every few tests. You needed it 3 times in this entire ACT test. So kilohertz is much larger. So 109 kilohertz is not in the audible range of sound for humans. So J. Double check your answers, look at the reporting categories. We have one of each type of reporting category in this passage. See if any of the reporting categories throw you off. As always, reach out if you have any questions, and we'll end with our silly joke. What do most bats do in the day? They just hang around. Have a wonderful day.